Hey everyone and welcome back. So I want to do a quick pickups video today. So I got a couple things in, actually a couple things I even got in literally right after my last pickups video. In fact, I think one or two of these things I think actually came in literally that day, but I'd already recorded the video. Where do I want to begin? Let's do, got a couple actually new shirts. Not that I need any more shirts, but two companies had a sale going on. One of these, let's see, this first one is from Garbs that were part of their sale. And well, I don't normally go for white shirts. I really love this one, and this is a rock and roll high school shirt with a poster image, which I absolutely love. That crazy poster. And then this next one, which I've been eyeing for a while, so I'm so happy it was part of the sale, is this Jaws shirt with that image of, obviously, you know, Bruce come out of the water right there. I really love that image. So when I saw that this was part of the sale, I was like, yep, I definitely want to grab that one. So these next two things are from the Fright Rags sale. This is, again, another shirt that I've been eyeing, another Jaws shirt, in this case, a Jaws 2 shirt. And that is this one of their sort of like, you know, fake sort of TV ad shirts, which I absolutely love. These shirts, you know, I have several of them. I have one for like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, or not Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. I think like Halloween 2. I got a couple of these anyway, and I absolutely love them. Wanted to get this one. And then the other thing I got from Fright Rags is I did get another pair of their lounge pants. Which I think I called them pajama pants once. And then Matt, Morbid Matsky, who I do recommend, follow his channel, kind of corrected me on that. I was like, you're right. They're lounge pants, not pajama pants. And these are the Return of the Living Dead lounge pants, which you can see right there, which again, I absolutely love. God, these things are just like, these are so comfortable. Like, I remember when I got my first pair, I think it was the Creepshow ones. Like, I had no real interest in these because, like, around the house, I mean, honestly, like, I'm either wearing like shorts or like sweatpants, and then I got like Creepshow ones because they were Creepshow, and I literally, that's the only reason why I bought them originally. And I was like, I tried them on, and they're so comfortable. So now, like, I have several pairs of the Fright Rags lounge pants. I just love them so much. So happy to have the Return of the Living Dead ones to add to that, to my rotation of lounge pants. Okay, now we get to some more sales. This one was a soundtrack sale from, what's the name of the company? Varhis Sarabande. I think that's how you pronounce it. I actually never knew how to pronounce that. I always pronounce it that way, but I have no clue. That's what I'm going to say until I am corrected one day. So I got 3 CDs during their sale. I don't know if they're CD Club or not. I mean, they're limited. So as some of these I've been sitting on for so long, and I was like, I really wanted to get them, and I finally did. So let's do this one first. This is the soundtrack to Paycheck by John Powell. You see there's the front of the CD, and there's the back with all the track listings. You can see it's a 2-disc set, booklet inside, CD here, and assuming I can flip this, there we go. And then there's the second CD there. It's the one I've been wanting to get for a while. Very underrated film. You know, sometimes I used to get joke of like, oh, I see, you know, Ben Affleck took it as a paycheck, ha, you know, with the name. But it's actually a really good film, and one of John Woo's, I think, last Hollywood films, actually. And then the next one, which, surprisingly, I did not get this one sooner. I've been kind of sitting on it for a while. Finally got it during the sale. And that is the Village of the Damned remake, the John Carpenter version with music by John Carpenter. There's the front. And there's the back, and it does have the complete score along with a second disc that has the original soundtrack release tracks. So there's a couple bonus tracks on it. So, and of course, there's CD there, and the second CD right there. Again, I mean, obviously John Carpenter, I would normally grab it like right away, but I mean, this was a little pricey normally. I do already have like the original soundtrack release, so it wasn't like I was in a hurry to get it, but when I saw it during the sale, I was like, yes, okay. Finally, I can add this one to my soundtrack collection. And then finally, the one I'm so glad I didn't wait any longer, because I swear if I waited any more, it was probably just going to sell out, and then I was going to regret it, because I think it's been out now for like 4 or 5 years now. 4 years, I think. And that is the deluxe edition of Air Force One by one of my favorites, Jerry Goldsmith. And there's the front. And there's the back. And it does have the complete score, which is what I wanted. And then obviously the booklet There's the first disc, and there's the second disc right there. I've been wanting to get this released for so long. Again, I think this came out maybe 2019. I don't know if it says on the back here. If it does, it's very small print, and I'm not getting out my glasses to read it. But I'm pretty sure this came out, I think, around 2019, maybe 2020. But either way, it's like I've just been sitting on it for so long, and I was like, finally, it was during the sale. I'm like, if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it now. And several of you have mentioned about the soundtrack series that I want to do coming up, and like again, I'm so excited to do this. I can't wait to start going through those, doing like some of the soundtrack videos. Because of some of the stuff I'm doing now, part of that does include going through a lot of my CDs and trying to get them organized. And I want to organize them so that I can, start setting them aside for the videos. I'm going to do like different themes. So like be like favorite composers or favorite maybe style of soundtrack and things like that. It's definitely a series I can't wait to get to in the next couple months. All right, so before I get to the movies, I actually do want to do one more thing that I got, which I probably should have waited on because I'm sure I could have found one in much better condition. But I must admit, I have been trying to get this for literally years, and I was actually so close to getting one in an auction on eBay, and it was at a point where like the price was doable. Like it was still more than I would like to spend for it, but it kind of got to the point where I was like, yeah, but it's in nice condition, I can get it. And then it skyrocketed. So I ended up actually going with somebody else just to finally get it. I think I did this out of frustration, but that is indeed the original novel for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. As you can see, it is kind of in rough shape. As you see there, it does, it's got the fold in the cover and everything. And there's the side, which again, you can see it's definitely used, not in great shape. And then there's the back. And you can see it's even got like, wait, where is it? Oh, it's on the bottom. It's got like a stain there. Pages are obviously very, very yellow. So here's the thing. So I lost out on that bidding because it skyrocketed to like over $100. I'm like, I'm not paying that much for this book, even though it was in, nice condition. And I've been following like several of these on eBay for the longest time. And it's they're just not cheap. I think people know that there's a demand for these. This one was going for like more than it deserves in this condition, but the seller actually sent me an offer, and it was kind of one of those, like, it was borderline. I was like, I really don't want to spend that much, but it's technically not that bad of an offer. And I was like, you know what, if I'm going to get it, let me just get it, and then I have it, and then that, kind of closes that out. So obviously I have it because it's right here. And honestly, if I ever find one in better condition, for a doable price, I mean, I will grab it. But at least for now, I can at least say I finally have the Halloween 3 novel. It's not great condition, but, I guess there's a certain charm that this has. That's what I'm going to tell myself, just to justify, the fact that it is kind of beat up. All right, so now we can get to the movie. So I got stuff from Severin and then stuff from Vinegar Syndrome, which is part of their February titles. I did get my subscription in, but I did get a couple things from them. Before I get to that, I'm going to do the Severin one first. Let's see, where should I start? Let's do this, because I did the bundle for this, because I was kind of going back and forth, and I think they said that they were going to take the bundle down. And it was like, because it was such a good deal, I decided to go for it. And it was the bundle for these two releases, and I really wanted to get them, and I'm glad I did. So the first one is Attack Force Z, this old Mel Gibson film, which I can't wait to watch. Some of you guys said that it's a fun film. And there's the back right there, which is very young Mel, and then just the disc inside there. And then I did get the Violent Streets box set, the Umberto Lenzi Thomas Millian collection, which you can see right there, the outer box, which I love the look of this box, by the way. There's the side with all the titles. I think that's basically the same in both sides. Yeah. And then there's the back right there, the Lenzi down there. And pull this off, and here are all the discs. And let's see, I've literally just opened this up, so I haven't even gone through these yet. Let's kind of go through them in order here. So there's Almost Human. There's the front, and there's the back right there, which is a good film. I like this film. You can see there's a little bit of a insert here. Oh, I think this is for the soundtrack. I forgot this does come with the soundtrack. There's the front right there with sort of an alternate title, and then there's the back with the soundtrack details. And here's the Blu-ray and the soundtrack disc right there. Music by the great Ennio Morricone. Next up, Syndicate Sadist. And there's the front, and there's the back, right there. Here are the 2 discs. So Blu-ray, soundtrack, and it's the same thing. Just has this poster image right here, as well as a listing of the tracks on the soundtrack. I think there are 2 soundtracks on this one. I think so. Brothers Till We Die and Syndicate Sadist on this one. Next up is Free Hand for a Hard Cop, and there's the front. And there's the back right there with all the details. And then there's the Blu-ray right there. And next up, The Cynic, the Rat, and the Fist. And there's the front right there. And there's the back of the Blu-ray. And here's the Blu-ray and the soundtrack as well. And same thing, here's, looks like a German poster there on the front. And then the back has all the track listings for the soundtrack. And then finally, the last film, Brothers Till We Die. And there's the front. God, I love that artwork. And there's the back, of course, with all of the details. And then there's the Blu-ray in here. And of course, the other release, which one had it? I think it was Syndicate Sadist. The soundtrack release is that one. Also has the music for this film as well. So happy to get these 2 finally from Severin. And this one surprised me. I didn't even open it up because I wanted you guys to actually see this, unless I'm mistaken about it. So they had a sale on some of their sets that were, you know, not in perfect condition, in dents or scratches or something. So like the you know, box sets, you know, the outer box was not in great shape. So they were heavily discounted. I've been wanting to get this one for so long, and it was part of that. And I was like, that's fine. I don't mind if there's dings on it or whatever. And that is the Incredibly Strange Films of Ray Dennis Steckler, which you can see right here. This was in that sale. It's like, I think like half off or something ridiculous. Because it supposedly has damage, and I'm looking at it, and I don't see anything on it. The only thing I can think of is because, you know, the cellophane on here wasn't closed. Like, it had come open. That's it. That's all that I could see, unless there's something somewhere. I don't see, like, the corners are in great shape. I don't know. I can't imagine this is why. But if this is all that, you know, I got it half off because of this, hey, I'm not going to complain. So, I mean, let me just pull this off real quick. I can finally open it. I just wanted you guys to see that. And let's just take a open up. Oh, here's the box real quick. Here's the outer box. Obviously, there's the cover. And there's the side right there. And then there's the back with a bunch of details and listing all the movies. This looks like it's in great shape. I don't understand. But here's the, I'm not even going to call this a booklet. This thing's actually thick. This is like book that comes with it. Little image there on the back. Yeah, I mean, this thing is actually quite, there's a lot here. So that's why I'm going to call this a book, because it looks like a book. And then here's obviously the main, wait, can I show some of this? Got to make sure. I think I can show this. Yeah, I think it's okay. And then here's the inside. There's that side with the title, and then just wacky images all around this thing. Now, unfortunately, this thing does do the sleeves, which, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of, but that's okay. I mean, as long as if I can get the discs in and out without any issue, that's fine. So I have been wanting to get this box set for a long time, and again, it was during that, like, you know, scratch and dent sale. And good lord, there's nothing wrong with this box set. So, again, if it was just that little cellophane rip. But anyway, happy to get it for the price that I did. And then finally get to the Vinegar Syndrome ones. I'm going to go through these real quick. So first up, I did actually end up getting 2 of their limited edition slip covers that you could get for 2 of their older releases. Because even though these were adult films, I actually do have them. Because when I first started doing the subscription several years ago, it included everything. Like, you got, like, not just their horror titles and all that, but you just got, like, the Picorama titles and everything. And these were older ones, and I had them already. So I decided to go ahead and get the slipcovers for them. First one is Her Name Was Lisa. There's the front right there. And there's the back. Obviously a little bit more of an intense one. And actually, both of these are kind of intense films, if I remember correctly. And then the other one, A Woman's Torment, right there. And there's the front. And there's the back of the slipcover. So just going to get these on the slipcover. On the releases themselves, I mean. All right, now we get to the, let's see, what order do I want to do these in? Let's do this one first. Blu-ray of Goodbye 20th Century. And there's a front right there. And there's the back. And let's pull this out. And then here's the inside cover, which actually looks the same. And then there's the back with all the details. And then just the disc inside. I haven't seen this. I don't believe I have anyway. So good. A new one to check out. Next up is another one in their Hong Kong releases. And this is a Blu-ray of Bio Zombie, which you can see it actually has an outer box. So this is the outer box. Very, very A lot going on there. And there's the side right there. And then there's the back with more insanity. And pull this out. And then here's the normal slipcover. As you can see, more insanity there on the slipcover. And side with the title. And then there's the back with another image. And then finally, inside Blu-ray right there, which you can flip this to either of the images that's on the box. And then there's the back right there with all of the details. And it's got a nice little booklet here, as well as there's the Blu-ray right there. I've heard of this film, but I've never seen it. So looking forward to finally checking it out. And again, I really like a lot of the Hong Kong films that Vinegar Syndrome is putting out, because some of them I've never even heard of. So it's been fun, like, visiting some of these. Some of these are kind of like crazy films. So the last two are 4K releases. So before I get to those, I'm going to do the last Blu-ray one, and that is the Devonsville Terror. And there's a front of the slipcover. There's a side with the title, and then finally there's the back right there. And here's the inside. I did flip to that cover. Look at that. That's intense. There's the front right there, and then there's obviously the back with all of the details and the disc inside. This is from, what year is this from? I don't know, because this is like an early Uli Lommel film, right? Yeah, because he did the Boogeyman and stuff, which I really like. I like the Boogeyman. In fact, I think we don't have a release of that in the States. I think the one I have, is it a UK release or something? I can't remember. We haven't got, why don't we have a release that here? Anyway, discussion for another time. So let's get to the two 4K titles. So before I get to the one I'm actually going to review, I did go ahead and actually finally get Sidekicks. I kind of was like, I wanted to wait, but I didn't want to wait too long. And I was like, well, you know what, let me just get it now so I have it. Because I really wanted it, because it does have that deluxe packaging and everything. I didn't want to miss out on it. So here's the outer packaging right there with that new artwork, and there's the side right there with the title, and the back right there. I love that image of Richard Mole right there. And of course this has that like magnetic thing that they do with some of those, and this opens up, which I love this style. And there's the inside right there. There's the inside cover. There's the disc I'm about to pull out. I love that it does come with these, so you can get everything out easily. And then there's the full image right there on the inside. And this one comes with this, look at this booklet that it comes with. I love the cover with the, you know, it looks like a Kung Fu magazine. And there's the back right there with the Fight Like Chuck ninja throwing knives right there. I love that. I'm sure that number doesn't work, considering it's a 555 number. And, you know, just looks like a lot of great write-ups in here. A lot of stuff in there with the late Jonathan Brandis, which is so sad, because I think, did he end himself? I think. Yeah, the business is rough, let me tell you. All right, and then the outer slipcover right here, which you can see there. There's front, side with the title, and then there's the back right there. And I did flip the inside for the original one sheet, which you can see right there. And then there's the back with all of the details, and then the Blu-ray and the 4K disc right there. So this will be a fun one to, I think, watch, revisit. And I'm kind of glad that, I know some people are kind of mixed, but I'm kind of glad that Vinegar Syndrome is just trying different ones. You know, done a couple sort of like kid-friendly films. Obviously, this one, there was, you know, Cloak and Dagger, and wasn't there one more that I'm blanking on? It is kind of weird to see the Vinegar Syndrome logo, you know, with the porno music, you know, behind it. You know, it's like, oh, and now we're gonna watch a kids film. I kind of wonder whether or not Vinegar Syndrome maybe should come up with a different logo. I don't know, at least maybe for some of these. I love their logo, but I'm just saying, you know, maybe slightly different one for some of their, you know, family friendly fare. Anyway, and then the final one, which is again also 4K, is Massage Parlor Murders. And there's the front of the slipcover, and there's the side with the title, and then there is the back right there. And, oh, I thought I flipped this. I did not flip this. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Oh, I know why. I know why. All right, I may, even though it's a drawing, well, you know what? It's upside down. You don't say anything, I won't say anything. There's that image right there, Massage Parlor Murders, on the front of the case, and then there's the back with all of the details. Don't say anything about that image on the front. And then, of course, the Blu-ray disc, and there's the 4K disc right there. I did watch this one. I was actually kind of curious about it, and I'm glad I did. Again, I'm not going to do sort of a proper review, but I just want to mention real quick, the interesting thing about this film, which I found fascinating, because it's from the early 70s, like 71 or 73. I think it was released in 73, but I think it was actually maybe filmed in 71. Anyway, early 70s. But it was filmed in New York. So a lot of New York of the time, especially like 42nd Street and some of that, is in the film. And this is such a low budget film. like, the film itself is fine. It's okay. You know, it's like cops trying to chase down a guy who's going around different massage parlors and, you know, killing women and everything. It's fine. It's kind of cheesy in a lot of ways. But what I really loved and kind of what I get a lot out of films like this is the fact that it's obviously a very low budget film and they just went for broke. You could tell, like, so much of it. They were shooting out on the streets of New York at the time. You could tell they didn't have purpose. They literally showed up probably, like, you know, with like an actor or two and like the cameraman, probably sound guy, and like the director, and like that's kind of it. And they just got in, got their footage, and then ran out of there. So it's a very Larry Cohen kind of thing. One of the things I love about Larry Cohen, especially his earlier films, of course, that's what he did, you know, especially the stuff he shot in New York. He would just show up and just start filming. I think one of the most infamous ones is in like Black Caesar, where he had a car chase and he was just shooting it out in the streets. And there's one point in that car chase where they actually go up on the sidewalk and they just filmed it. You know, they didn't, I think they cleared, I think it was like a Sunday morning. So like a lot of the shops were closed and stuff, and they made sure no one was around, but still, they literally just had the cars go up on the sidewalk, you know, no permits, no anything. And that kind of gutsy filmmaking I always respond to. You can tell there's a lot of that here. In fact, there's a whole montage where one of the cops is, you can tell he's going around 42nd Street. And it's great seeing 42nd Street with all the movie theaters and, you know, all the shops, you know, and stuff along there. I know some of that sometimes gets romanticized. You know, some people are like, I wish I was still around today. It's like, I understand that feeling, but you really don't. That place was so dangerous. Like, it was crime ridden up the wazoo. So it's like, let's not romanticize stuff too much. But watching it in a movie, it was great. And you could tell that, again, the scene where the cop is wandering around, you could tell it's probably only like the actor, the cameraman, and maybe like the director or something. And everyone around them, like, those aren't extras. Literally people right there in the street. So I had a lot of fun watching it with that view. It's kind of interesting it's a 4K release. Like, I don't know if the 4K necessarily did that much, but I appreciate that it is in 4K, mainly because, again, I like to know that it is, you know, there is a version of the film that is in 4K, at least for archival reasons, so I always appreciate that. Again, that's a video. I made a video on that once before, but I really want to make it again with just better, I want to make my points a little bit better. Video for another time, but a really, really fun release. And this is kind of one of those releases that is why I like doing the subscription, the Vinegar Syndrome subscription, because I probably would not have bought this film otherwise. But obviously, because it was part of the subscription, I was so happy to get it and watch it and stuff. And again, I had a whole appreciation for it, you know, with that sort of gonzo style filmmaking. Anyway, so I think that is everything. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think there's anything else. And again, bear with me while I'm still doing this massive reorganizing project of mine. So let me know your thoughts if you have any questions on any of these. I'll try and answer them, but again, I haven't really gotten a chance, at least as far as the movies go, to watch too many of them yet. And let me know if you've picked up anything recently as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.